Merry Christmas, everyone. Hope you all had a great day yesterday. I'm recording this one on Boxing Day, but yes, this is late. This is an update for both weeks 19 and 20. Sorry, but it's been busy, unfortunately. So yeah, I've not been keeping up to date with all of my stuff. So I do have some catching up to do. Last time we talked, my daughter and I had been to the Auckland card market and bought ourselves a box of Welcome to Wraith. The intention was to do a box opening video. Things got busy, so we did a quick opening and we did video it, to be honest with you, but we didn't get anything of interest. So we didn't bother posting that video. So yeah, nothing really of interest. Lots of bulk, a couple of cards for heroes that have LL'd, and that was about it. So yes, not great on that front. I will not be buying any old boxes for opening in the future. As I posted last time, yeah, we've learned why these boxes are on the market. So yes, so since last time we have been to 5 armories, 4 different ones, and a Fab Christmas party. Look, for the full story of the Fab Christmas party, check out my Armory Guide special Digital Natives Academy Christmas party post. Yes, this is my first paid for post, so paid for subscribers only. And look, I know I don't have any paid subscribers yet, but look, you can subscribe for just $8 a month or $80 for the year. So please do support the channel and subscribe to that. Following the if you build it, they will come kind of methodology on all of that kind of stuff. So yes, there's the Christmas party flyer that was there. Look, on the news front, LSS have talked about playing formats, banned some cards, made a cosplay update. Also, Kano LL'd in CC, but I guess I can say just LL now because LL is no longer for Blitz, it's just for CC. And look, on the cardboard side of things, we traded for some cards and also pulled some nice ones. So we'll get into that later. But let's get straight in with the news then. LSS said they would talk about all formats of Flesh and Blood and their future. Look, it's good to get this insight about this, and I think it's much needed as well. Look, I put my own post up looking at all the formats recently and giving you my opinion of them. The difference being, I talked about every single format that LSS put on their website. LSS show they don't care about the multiplayer formats, and so they did not talk about Ultimate Pit Fight at all in this one. Even though they have released Smash Palace this year, they still didn't talk about Ultimate Pit Fight. So clearly, they really do not. They're not showing any love at all to the multiplayer format. They are all in on 1v1. They also didn't mention Shapeshifter, but let's be honest, that's a lot less surprising. The only time I've ever heard anyone talk about Shapeshifter was mentioning that they do actually run it for nationals and other big events that are not callings in New Zealand. So I'm not surprised they didn't talk about that one. On the other formats then, obviously they announced that Blitz, not obviously, but they did announce that Blitz and LL will get annual outings of some sort, that CC or Classic Constructed will be the main format that we put in a lot of effort into Sage. So a lot of things there that we didn't necessarily, weren't surprised about. But look, a bit surprised actually that Blitz and LL will get this one a year outing. I don't know if it'll be a skirmish or something else. We'll just have to wait and see what that will look like. Also, sealed formats will be back after Compendium of Wraith. They did talk about sealed a lot, about the fact that it would be a very short-lived sealed season for Super Slam, and that Compendium of Wraith would not have a sealed format section. So we'll be interested to see what the pre-release looks like for for Compendium of Wraith. I was expecting it to be a Sage deck and perhaps a couple of packs, but we'll just have to wait and see what it'll look like. Look, I really think they don't understand Living Legend, well, what it should be. Okay, they tried to make it mass participation. They talk about people not turning up to stores to play it and how the participation numbers were low, and clearly they failed. Right, so put it on the back burner for now, just like Blitz. Of course, put Blitz on that side of things. But they said, look, at Worlds that the professional players or the top players really did Living Legend justice, and seemed perplexed that people weren't turning up to LGS. Look, Living Legend is an elite experienced player format. Okay, surely that's the obvious answer, right? So keep it as that and try and market it as that. Don't market it as a mass participation format. That's really where you've got it wrong, I think, on that one. Understand just what this format is for and where it should live. It should live at Pro Tour events and Worlds, and that's about it, really, I would have thought. But that's just my opinion. Moving on then to the banned and restricted cards. Look, they did this to shake up the meta, not so much because the meta was in a bad place. They thought it was in a good place, actually, but just needed shaking up, a bit of freshening after sort of 6 months or so in its kind of format. So Syndra, Gravy, Florian, and Verdance all took hits. They also preemptively hit Arachne Marionette, but which also obviously meant that the other Arachnes, Huntsman and Slippy, got caught in the crossfire as well on that one. Look, some of these cards will make a return. This is about shaking up the meta, not trying to fix imbalances. So yeah, if you have these cards, don't despair and rip them up and just throw them away, because yeah, they probably will come back at some point. Kano LL, which I think was expected. I mean, all the talk was, would he LL before Worlds or not? And clearly not. Those of us that get mixed up with Kano and KO, I had to read it a couple of times to make sure we got the right hero. But apart from that, yeah, nothing surprising there. And finally, look, there were some changes for the cosplay competitions, but to be honest, I didn't understand the changes. And look, I don't get involved in cosplay. I do like seeing people dressed up. I think it's good fun, and I don't mind doing fancy dress parties and getting dressed up myself. But as far as serious cosplay, not something that I've spent the time or effort getting into. I think it could be fun, but I haven't done it. And so, look, I'm not prepared to try and figure out what the effort, what those rules are, because I'm not likely to ever need to know what they are, to be honest with you. Emptying the wallet. Yes, what have we spent this week? Well, we have got a new deck has come out with the Arachne Armory deck. So I obviously had to jump on and get that. Look, I know that my Armory deck league hasn't really got going yet, but I do have the decks. Look, you can see them there on the photo. I just need to get my daughter to play the games and for me then to write them up. So hopefully we will get the Armory deck league going. But currently, yes, that has not gone anywhere just yet. Otherwise, we picked up some nice equipment cards, which I'll talk about in cardboard. I mean, I bought 3 Ultra Pro mini snap cases. So they're $2 each. Oh, sorry, yeah, the deck was $59.90. So $2 each. That's another $6. And then look, our long list of events. Went to Gateway Games Armory. That's $6 each. Card Merchant Armory, twice. That's $15 each. Gaming DNA Armory, another $15 each. The Digital Natives Academy Armory was free. That's good. And the DNA Christmas Party was $20 entry plus $20 for a Secret Santa. So all of that times 2, because myself and my daughter, meant that $182 for events there. Wow. Meaning a total of $247.90 for the fortnight. Boy, I'm glad I got involved in this this game that I thought I was starting, that I'd be able to play for free and have some quality time with my daughter. But look, yes, that's my choice to drive around all those events. That's what racks up the cost. Yeah, not playing, not buying cards. We could play it at home a lot more for a lot cheaper. Yes, we'll play a lot more casual play, but look, we tend to do play mainly at armories. Armories. Okay, let's moving on to the armory section then. Let's be honest, with 5 armories, and a Christmas party. This is all a bit hazy, and I do have notes somewhere. But in the interest of getting this published before it becomes a monthly update, I will just go through the info that was from Gem and try and rack my brain as to what happened at those briefly. So the first armory was Card Merchant Hamilton, back on the 9th of December. Yeah, an age away, wasn't it? Draw, win, draw for me on that one. Was my record. Whilst CC playing Pallades. In fact, I think all of these are me playing Pallades. Like I didn't lose, but somehow I finished behind Braden, who got a win. Lost, win, and a draw, which I think is really unfair. Okay, so apparently draws are rated worse than losses, which I don't get. I did drop a 23 attack on round 2 on a new player. Probably not the nicest entry to the game, but hey, there you go on that one. So clearly didn't rank very well, even though I didn't lose, which I thought was not fair. At the Digital Natives Academy Armory on the Friday night, that was a UPF. That was our very first taste of UPF on that one. Somehow I got into the final. I didn't win my table. My daughter did win a table and got into the final, but I didn't. And I think they were just, as I was visiting, they let me and my daughter sort of play 2 games and be promoted into that one. Really, look, I came second in the final. I got a gem pack 1, 2, and 3. Look, gem doesn't handle the UFP records very well because it registers me as having a double loss and a loss. So yes, all of that. No love for the multiplayer format. So let's have a look at what I got out of those gem packs 1, 2, and 3. A gem pack 1. These are ancient in my terms anyway. What are we getting? Nothing really. Oh dear. Pardon? Colform? Yeah, but it's who? It's
Syndra.
Really?
Yeah. Syndra plays this.
40 bucks. 40 bucks for that. Whoa. Cool. Right. Are they? Seriously?
Yeah. It's Syndra. It's Syndra's okay. She's with me right now.
Number 2. What? Swift Shot, Goldwood Turbine. Cool picture, not so good card.
Did you get the cold for kunai?
Yes! Number 3!
I need it for my folder. Just not gonna play it, I just need it for the folder. Yeah, man.
Oh, yes! Rampart. Yay! Now that's fun. So yes, Ram the Rampart. So fun one there at the end. And look, we'll talk about cardboard in a second. But let's move on to the Christmas party itself on the Saturday. Look, that was also UFP. I got knocked out in round 1. But my daughter did make it into the final after a game that took over an hour. But check out my Armory Guide special for all the details of that one. Look, it's fun playing UPF. It's definitely things a bit different to 1v1. But you definitely don't get as many games as 1v1, do you? Let's be honest, you can just do 1 game and then you're going home, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, enjoyed it. Had a great time at the party. So go over and check out that post, please. And yes, you might need to subscribe. Please do subscribe, and don't forget to share as well, please, with your friends. Please do help to grow the channel. It would be much appreciated. We're back to Card Merchant Hamilton on the Tuesday night. We're active a loss, a draw, and a bye. So kind of got to win there, but not really. Let's be honest. And that event is still active on Gem apparently. So we're still playing that one weeks later. Thursday night, back to Gaming DNA, also in Hamilton, where I active a win, a loss, and a loss. It's the first time I played Hunter, and I dropped a 24 hit attack in round 2. She did ask me how often I was going to do that. Was that going to happen? Unfortunately, it didn't happen again during that game. Let's be honest, that's the biggest hit I've ever done. So, look, I couldn't repeat that, but it did mean that I did manage to get the win on there against Hunter. Finally, Gateway Games the following night were active a loss, and a bye, and a win. Look, the win was against a new player. Anton does play Magic, so he does know TCGs, but he's new to Fab. Let's be honest, even though he had borrowed a fully tuned Irie deck, the one that my daughter took to the Store Championships qualifier over in Hamilton off the ET, but still, let's be honest, it's again, I should win even if he has got a tuned deck, because I'm supposed to know what I'm doing, and he isn't really. He didn't really understand Mask of Momentum, for example, so that was a totally wasted card there. Overall, look, lots of close games that I lost. I do feel like I'm moving forward again, which is nice, because there was a week there where I felt like the more I played, the worse I got. And I did wonder if basically had I learned anything yet. But look, I do think that it does feel like I'm getting better again. I have made a few changes to my Pallades deck, taking out some of the blue auras and putting in blue attacks instead. Blue cards actually can do something. Also, only 1 Thespian Charm now, not the 3. I just got too often did I get 2 or 3 Thespian Charms in a hand, and that just really ruins you. That card can't block, can't attack. It's just, yeah, suddenly you end up with not very much. So added a few new cards in there instead. Is it fully tweaked? Absolutely not. There's more tweaking to be done as and when I can sort of pick up the cards. But look, I'm happy with where the deck's going, which is good. Cardboard. Okay then. Look, some bits you can't skip over. This one is the fun bit. Let's be honest. As you've seen in the one above, yes, I picked up a ram part of the ram's head. There, real nice card. That one. Really still getting used to it, because obviously you have to pitch, or you have to have some resource for it to defend, to give it like +1. So, but if they break the chain, although it's they close the chain, sorry, and then reopen, you can use this one again, which is kind of nice. So, so for those people who do close a chain, really is kind of a handy one against them. People who keep the chain open, well, no, that's obviously doesn't work quite so well. So yeah, so getting used to using it, but a real nice card there with the extended one. And obviously it's in one of the snap cases. Look, my daughter has decided to play Slippy as her second deck. So when the opportunity came to trade for a blood splattered tunic and a flick knives at the Christmas party, I took it. You can probably guess that's where the other two, as you can see if you're on the video, if you're listening online on the podcast, yeah, that's where the other two snap cases went, around those two. Look, it did mean giving up my Cold Foils Cerebrum processor and a bunch of extended art cold and foil cards from my Pallades deck. Look, he was looking to bling up his wife's Pallades deck. Look, it's just maybe I didn't get full value for some of those, having heard how much they are worth now. But hey, look, at the end of the day, I've got rid of cards that, or I've traded cards that I can use other cards for. I don't need them to play for a couple of cards that basically we wouldn't be able to afford, and that we can play with. So that's yeah. So in the end, even though perhaps I say I didn't perhaps trade for the full value of some of those cards, we've got cards we can actually use, which is good. Look, some other cards that we kind of picked up at the Christmas party in from various sort of lucky draws, etc. We got a Squizzy and Floof. They're also got a Christmas Crack Bauble, but that one's already been traded. Got a one of the Hunted pre-release packs, which has got a whole bunch of foil, what do you call it, on blank now tokens inside it. You can see bigger there. So we're keeping that one sealed. And finally, the Piece de Resistance, Go Bananas, which apparently has only been released in New Zealand. The only way you could get hold of this card was to go to the Mighty Ape stand at various events where they sort of gave them out. So this is, yeah, in a top loader, sealed. This one apparently, yep, over $100 for Go Bananas. So yeah, we'll be keeping that one for trades. Squishy and Floof not worth so much, and that's 100 pack also probably not. But hey, we will keep those there. From the packs that we got at various armories, look, nothing of significance from those apart from obviously the gem packs that I opened on the video further above. Meta Matters. Moving on to Meta Matters now. Look, at the top, there's been a shake-up in the meta. Obviously, Kano has been banned in CC as well, and that as well as the cards being banned. So we've seen Kasai rising up the rankings. But look, at a local level or an armory level, nothing's really changed that much. We've the only time I remember seeing Kano was actually in the UFP at Danny Rotorua. So from a CC level, never actually faced Kano, so no change there. And as far as the bans go, the people who are playing Syndra, Gravy, Florian, Verdance, well, they're still playing those heroes. So not much change actually with the meta. Look, I've not got my detailed notes, but I'll be looking at bringing back the detailed update on the Meta Matters after Christmas. So what's coming up on the channel? Well, no armories for a week. Yep, this Christmas week, there was only one armory that we could have got to, and we were too knackered to go, so we've not had that. So the next week's show will be much more kind of a look back and just some general random thoughts about the whole fab thing. But hopefully, as I've got this Christmas break from my 2 part-time jobs, I'll have some time to catch up with an armory guide or 2, because I do have the gaming DNA one already written up. I just need to get the videos and edit all the videos together and actually record some bits in between. And also, I think I've got what I need to do to put together a Card Merchant Hamilton guide as well. So I'll try and get at least one of those, if not both of those, out to you as well. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, please. All of that wonderful stuff. And do comment down below. Actually, let me know what you got for Christmas, please, on the old fab front. Personally, I didn't get anything. The only present I had to unwrap on the Christmas day was a pair of socks. Look, we don't really do Christmas as much in my family, and Christmas presents, I kind of had some books that I got pre-Christmas bought for me. So look, I say we don't do Christmas in the traditional way as much in my family, but let me know what you got, what you opened up on Christmas Day, especially from a fab or a point of view, be that accessories or cards themselves.